Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. This is Simon the Watch Guy, and today we're going to be taking a look at the SARY055 from Seiko. Okay guys, so this is the watch. What can I say? This is just such a beautiful watch. It's I say that about all of my Seikos, but this one especially, and we're going to get into a little bit about why this is so good. As usual, we're just going to start off with a kind of an unboxing video, I guess. I mean, it's already unboxed, but I'm just going to show you the box you get with it. Fairly standard, I guess, really. It's a relatively small box. As soon as you open it up, you will be presented with, just bear with me, it's just a bit hard, these kind of flaps on the corner of the box. There we go, that's everything inside the box. So you get an instruction manual, you get your guarantee, which is only valid in Japan, and that is because this is a JDM model watch, which is a Japanese domestic market. In order to get this watch, you're going to have to import it. Now, I bought mine from Amazon, from a reputable seller, and this is how the watch arrived. It was in this. It's not really showing up too well on camera. It's more of a caramel colour. It's a little bit darker than it looks on camera. And the watch came looking a little bit something like this when I first opened it. So the pillow, quite large, standard stuff really. It does have a fairly nice feel to it. I mean, the whole watch really screams quality, and this might turn into a lengthy review. We're going to find out exactly why. Ironically, this is ironic. So this box is made in China, but the actual watch itself is made in Japan. Who knows, guys? Who knows? Anyway, so moving on to the instruction booklet. It's mostly Japanese. There is English at the back, so it's almost as if they knew that the Seiko fans worldwide are going to actually import this. So there is English, and obviously Japanese as well. So there you have it, guys. There is a guarantee. I think you get, I would like to say 2 years, but to be honest, guys, I can't read Japanese. So anyway, let's take a look at the watch now. So this is the SARY055, and it's an automatic, fully automatic, so it doesn't have a battery. Just uses the rotor right there to generate power. We'll talk about that in just a second, but first of all, wow, where do we start? Well, as I mentioned, it's an automatic. The caliber this is running, the actual movement is a 4R36, and if you just look closely, I don't know if the camera will, well, it won't quite you won't quite be able to see it, I don't think, because of the focus, but it says made in Japan just over there, and on this side it says, let me just move it away from the camera 1 second so I can read it, 4R36 0382. I think even I can't read that. That's really, maybe on camera if you, yeah, I just can't read that over there. It's a little bit small. Maybe when it's zoomed in on YouTube, you might be able to read it. So anyway, what does that mean? Well, it means that this watch is capable of self-winding or hand winding, and is hackable as well. So what that means is basically, let's just, if we just give the watch a real quick shake about, you'll see this, the second hand started moving. All you do is you pull the crown out twice, and there you go, guys. That is hacking for you right there. It's stopped. Put the crown back in, and it carries on. Fantastic, excellent stuff. The actual case itself, really quite a nice case. It does feel good quality. I must admit, it's a fine brushed stainless steel. The case diameter is 41mm, so it's quite a big watch. If I put that on my wrist, you can see it is a quite a large watch. I still have my Seiko Chariot, which is a 37.5mm. So if you put them next to each other, you'll see that this one, the SARY, is noticeably bigger. But it's not too bad actually. I didn't think I would like the size, but it's not bad. So it's 41mm diameter, and it's 12mm thick. You do get a signed crown, so if I just flip that round, you'll see the S on the signed crown. So winding is just when the crown's fully pushed in, all you need to do. I don't know if you can hear this, but generates a nice little sound as that's winding. And what that'll do, it will actually wind the mechanism there, the coil, and there is a 40-hour power reserve on this watch, which is great. Water resistant to 100 meters, although there's a little bit of debate about whether you should actually go underwater with this thing. Maybe for the shower, possibly. It's not a screwed down crown, as you can see, so it's probably not recommended to take this thing underwater. But yeah, there you go, guys. Now, around the centre of the actual face here, if you can just about make this out, it's actually a blue markers. Now the problem is, some people say it's not very noticeable. Some people say it is noticeable. There's a little bit of debate over whether it was the right colour to choose. I think it was the perfect colour to choose. I think the actual, it's quite subtle. It's a subtle, and if you catch it in the right light, it goes blue. So yeah, so that being said, another interesting thing to note is there is no lume on this watch. I think that's a good thing, and it's a dress watch, you know. It probably shouldn't have lume. It doesn't need lume. This is the kind of watch, I think, personally, you could use this for years. You genuinely could have this for years and years and years. You could have this forever if you really wanted. So when lume gets old, it tends to kind of fade a little bit, and you won't have that problem. It's one less thing to worry about with this watch. One other important feature is, so it does have the kanji, which is the Japanese symbols here, and it has a date, sort of a day-date function, essentially, is what I'm trying to say, but it has the English and kanji. So that symbol there is Monday. If I scroll up, it'll take me to the English Tuesday, and I would just basically push the crown in, and that's it set, and it will automatically, tomorrow, it will go on to Wednesday. So what will happen is, during the night, it will do this in the night. It will go, that's the Tuesday symbol. Overnight, it will automatically go over to Wednesday, and then if you scroll down with the crown, it will go to the 13th. Now, I should really, my mistake, you are supposed to go to noon, I believe, before you actually change the day date, but we should be okay. So if I just flick through the, apparently that's just for safety, so you don't wreck the mechanism inside. So if I just pull that out one more time, and I'll just go through each of the kanji dates for you. I've had mine on kanji. I remember all of the dates now, which is really cool. So there's the Wednesday symbol. Thursday symbol is this one here. Friday symbol is a really cool one. It's like a little house symbol. I don't know. That's how I remember it. It looks a little bit like a house. Saturday, you've got like a T with a line underneath. That's again just how I remember it. Sunday is kind of like the number 8. There you go. A little bit like the number 8. This is how I remember them, guys. And back to Monday. So we are Tuesday today. So if I just set that to Tuesday. And what is the date today? We are the 12th. So I'm going to have to scroll right the way through. And go to all the way to the 12th. There we go, and we're all set. So that's Tuesday the 12th, and we're just past midday at the moment. Perfect. So the only thing that some people do complain about, I'm going to have to mention this, guys, is the actual clasp itself. Some people say that, I mean, this stuff here, you know, this quality of the band, you know, it's not noisy. You can tell it's I feel like it's premium quality. I think it's good. The clasp itself, I think the clasp is good, but you do get this kind of like lip here, like a little bit of room in the band. There are some little micro adjustment holes here. Now I have taken a link out of this myself, really quite straightforward to do. Again, but before we get onto that, just the clasp itself, yeah, some people say it's just a little bit cheap feeling. I can kind of understand that. I mean, it's, you know, they do have to cut corners somewhere, guys. I mean, this is, overall, it does feel like a premium watch. So, you know, I kind of don't mind. Who's going to see the clasp, you know, really? And if you were really that upset about it, it looks as if you can replace the strap. But to be honest, I would never do that. I'm going to always keep it on the original. Okay, so I guess that leads us now then to, oh yeah, I was just going to mention as well, if you are interested, you see these little arrows, it tells you which way. So you would put the tool in here and push the way the arrow's facing, and that will actually help to remove the link. Okay, that being said, finally we'll actually take a look at the movement itself. It's on a gold rotor, which actually you don't really see very often with Seikos. One of my other automatics, if you just give me a... Oh, actually I can't really get hold of it at the moment, but if you look at a lot of other Seikos, they have a silver rotor, and it's not the end of the world. Again, you don't even see the rotor when it's on your wrist, but oh yeah, it's a seriously nice talking point, I think, when you actually show someone and they're like, wow, a gold rotor. Maybe normal people wouldn't care, but for us watch nerds, it's quite a big talking point. Once again, guys, this has got a 40-hour power reserve. I don't tend to get 40 hours. I tend to get maybe more like 12 or 20. It depends how much it's wound. When it's wound the whole way, I don't know about 40, but it's a significant amount of time. And obviously, you know, if it stops, just wind it back up again. It's 24 joules in the rotor itself. Once again, it's the 436A. Sorry, I've made a mistake there. That is the 4R for Romeo, 4R36A movement. And so one more thing to actually mention about this, by the way, guys, is apparently, so this is a 21,600 beats per hour, which is 6 beats per second. Apparently, it can operate between 5 degrees and 35 degrees. Well, I've been wearing this and it's -1 outside right now. It's December in the UK and it's really cold, guys. Really cold. And this has been just ticking fine. So I would take that with a pinch of salt. This is probably going to run no matter what the temperature is to a certain degree. Now this movement, I'm going to try and wrap this video up quick, guys. I really don't want to drone on too much. But this is supposed to be between 45 plus 45 and minus 35 seconds a day accurate. I don't think that's true. I think it's much, much more accurate. I think that figure, which you will see all over the internet when you type in the movement of this watch, it's kind of, I think it's worst case scenario. I think that's just what it is, guys. I genuinely get, I get within 5 seconds accuracy. I really do when I run this watch. Maybe in time, maybe as the watch gets older, the movement, it heads towards needing a service, in many years to come. Maybe then you'll start seeing, the seconds are quite far out. But genuinely, when I wear this, it's pretty damn accurate. I would say only when you take the watch off for extended periods of time, of maybe a couple of hours, that's when really you start to notice the seconds will kind of get out of sync. But when this is on your wrist, I promise you guys, as long as you're moving, as long as you move every so often, it really is accurate. It's it's an underrated movement. I really think this is an underrated movement. And for the price, quickly talk about the price. I paid £270 from Amazon. That included the import tax, so I didn't have to pay any extra when it arrived. And yeah, I mean, if you look at the lug to lug here, lugs across the kind of width here, we've got a 22mm lug width. We've got the nice little curvature, so when it does sit on your wrist, if you can just about see that, it really does wrap around your wrist quite nicely. And yeah, what can I say, guys? Seriously, if you're thinking about getting this watch, don't hesitate. The colour of the dial. Very quickly, one thing I'll finish off the review or the overview and actually say is that it's very hard to see, but on the internet, when you look at this watch, it looks as if the hands of the watch are blue. It's very, very, very exaggerated on the pictures online. When you actually get the watch, they're virtually black. However, if you get it in the very, 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 very right amount of light, there you go. You can kind of see a blue tint on the end, on the kind of each side of the hours, seconds, and minutes hands. But they are extremely dark blue. They're borderline black, to be honest, just with a blue tint. It's very hard to, unless you've got some real, not artificial light, unless you've got genuine sunlight, it's pretty hard to actually catch the blue. But hey, when you do catch the blue on them, it looks pretty damn good. Once again, you've just to remind you guys, you've got the push button release. I think it's been fine personally. Again, I don't get paid for these reviews. I just buy the watches out of my own cash and do them. I am running out of watches, so if anyone would like to send some in, please do. And there you have it, guys. That is the SARY055 from the Seiko Presage line. What can I say, guys? If you're interested, seriously, buy this watch. I don't think you'll be disappointed, especially if this is your first mechanical automatic watch. Even if this is your second, third, fourth, or 100th automatic, I still think you will definitely find some enjoyment with this watch. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Simon the Watch Guy. Please hit subscribe, like the video, and I'll be back hopefully with another review very soon. Thanks, guys.